Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerd to the Third Power. It's my solemn duty here to report that over the weekend in the comic book world, we lost a great man. Darwyn Cooke was surprisingly announced that he was fighting off cancer. This was a shock to myself. I not heard a story about him having been diagnosed with any kind of cancer. This was also a very aggressive cancer, it sounded like. My thoughts were with him for the entire weekend as the news broke. Then, a little bit later on, we also found out that he passed away at age 53 to the cancer. They said it was lung cancer. The spokesman for the family had said he was 53 years old. Darwyn Cooke, as you know, was an award-winning comic book writer, artist. He also worked on animation for Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, and so forth. His most celebrated book, or the most book that everyone will know him for, is DC's New Frontier, which was his story and his take on a lot of the old Silver Age DC heroes. And it's a fantastic series. I highly recommend that book to anyone I knew beforehand, and I do so now as well. He also did some stories with Catwoman for a solo career, and he's done some this absolutely amazing work. An IDW, he took a chance and decided to adapt the series of Parker books into graphic novels, and some of those won Eisner Awards as well. Excuse me. There was, not too long ago, a question on the Ask a Geek. It was a very simple one for me, and it was who's your favorite artist? Darwyn was one of the first names that popped in my head. The reason being is that his art told stories. Like, his art lent to storytelling. Some of the best storytelling you can ever see. He can do a whole book and it would be fantastic, or he can do one panel. One panel can tell a whole story. You have to excuse me. He's a talent that's going to be missed, not only just because of his art, but just because of who he was. Several years ago, on my first trip to San Diego Comic-Con, I was walking the floor trying to get footage for my little comic book show I was putting on that time, and I just happened to be at the DC booth when he got up and was there for sort of a cool little talk and sketch session. So I got this wonderful moment of him just talking and sketching out, and he just he just seems so happy and enjoying himself. And it's sort of funny because as he was sketching at the time, this is when the before Watchmen stuff was coming out, as controversial as it may be, but I will stand by his Minutemen book, that I think the Minutemen book that he wrote and drew is actually a great companion piece to the original Watchmen. So at the time, he was drawing the comedian, a young comedian, because this is the Minutemen thing, and in his talking and just enjoying himself, he accidentally drew one of the hands backwards on the sketch, and he's just kind of whoops. Oh well, he's like, well, I'm from Canada and I'm used to hockey, not baseball bats. And he took it with great stride. He fixed it the best he could, and he was like, well, hey, things happen sometimes, and it's just everything just was great with him. Like, this energy was fantastic. Just watching him sketch was amazing. Just listening to him talk is great. It was one of the highlights I had of that whole trip. And I'm just incredibly sad that he's gone. The last thing he worked on is Future Quest, a book that has just debuted. to my knowledge, even though he wasn't drawing things, and I wish he was, is that he helped redesign the characters for the book themselves. And I can tell you right now, reading the first issue, his fingerprints are there, and it's just wonderful. It's a great, fantastic book. I'm sick of I'm sick of talking about death. I really am. So, in this time, please allow the family to mourn. They deserve anything of that. If you feel like helping out in any way, shape, or form, please head over to the Hero Initiative pages and donate some money. The Hero Initiative is there to help families of comic book artists and writers and whatever they need anything for in their families. So Mr. Darwyn Cooke, I was glad I was able to see his work one time, and I will cherish the books I do have of his, and I will hopefully see him again sometime soon. Thank you all for this little announcement. Next week, we'll go back to our regular schedule, and we're going to keep moving forward. Thank you again. See you again.